This is the fourth part of the topic, Decoding the Secret of Humanity for Easy Tracking. If this is the first time you are watching this content, it is best to watch the previous videos. Part 1, Decoding the Truth About Humanity, a Perspective, From History to Modern Society, to Explore Human Nature. Part 2, Decoding the Truth About Humanity, Delving into the Nature of Good and Evil of Humans. Part 3, Decoding the Truth About Humanity, Seeing Through the Nature of Male and Female. Feelings. Video links I will leave in the comments section. This content can help you see through the nature of all the people around you. In this fourth part, I will talk about how to take advantage of humanity to get rich and develop your career. Please try to listen seriously, because this knowledge can help change your social class position in a spectacular way in society. The most important ability to stand firm is to understand humanity. Understanding people helps us succeed in all aspects. There are two easiest types of money to make. One is making money by taking advantage of human weaknesses. Two is making money by taking advantage of human strengths. Those who understand humans will understand money. Human bad traits are the source of profit. Ancient art. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, the opportunity to make money has never decreased. It's just that the demands on your brain increase. There's a movie called Seven in 1995 that listed 7 human sins, including pride, jealousy, anger, laziness, greed, lust, and gluttony. These are innate human traits that all religions require us to avoid. However, the basic logic of business is contrary to religious logic. Business is to take advantage of, even exaggerate, human bad traits to create business legends. Friendship. Websites take advantage of your desires. The finance industry takes advantage of your greed. The food and wine industry takes advantage of your gluttony. Online shopping takes advantage of your laziness. Flex groups take advantage of your pride. The gaming industry takes advantage of your jealousy and anger, allowing you to release your inhibitions and frustrations in real life through games. Every business leader is a master of exploiting human nature. It is the bad nature of people that is the source of profit. For example, if you like beautiful women, you will see your phone every time it goes by with pictures of beautiful women. If you like singing, you will see performances of hidden talents. If you want to be rich, you will see economic speeches that stimulate you. Your nature, in front of all business masters, is exposed. There is no place to hide what you like. They will give you more, filling all your time and attention until you realize your phone is full of things you love. If you want to be far away, they will let you be far away, never turning back. If you want to progress, they will make you always progress. This makes the strong stronger and the weak weaker. In reality, every day you live in someone else's layout. The things you see every day are things people want you to see. The people who actually set the layouts are all masters of understanding human nature. This world is essentially just a game designed by humans. You choose to be the one who controls the game or the one who is controlled. The ordinary person sees others leisurely drinking coffee and will think, how to become that leisurely person. The expert thinks, how to become the boss who sells coffee to them. You study what kind of person every day. This determines your fate. Frankly, this world can be likened to a casino where there are only 3 types of people: the layout designer, the dealer, the casino owner, the table owner, and the bettor, the gambler. The majority, 99% of the people in the world, are of the third type. The remaining 1% is divided equally between the first 2 types, and out of this 1%, only 1% is actually the layout person. To help you understand better, I will give you an example. All business people follow the following 3 methods. Traditional method, using your own money to bet. You discover a business opportunity you want to start and then use your savings and money borrowed from friends and banks to collect $1 million to start. This is a debt-based investment method. 80% of all startups follow this method. If you fail, all your assets will be seized by creditors and banks, which means if you bet yourself and lose, you will lose everything. The master, using other people's money to bet. You create a PowerPoint presentation on the company development plan. Invite friends and customers to invest together. promising to earn $100 million from a $1 million investment. Then sell 30% shares for $1 million, as long as you convince everyone. There will be people willing to invest, even if the company goes bankrupt. You still have some salary for a few years without losing anything. This is a stock-based investment method, using other people's money to bet. Top masters make money from a percentage of all bettors at a higher level. You publicly call for capital from society. Each investor will own a corresponding share in the project and can share future profits. Contributors can trade their shares. You value the company at a high estimate of $100 million, and when the door opens, you have tens of millions of dollars worth of value. Find a chance to sell directly and get rich. This is issuing shares. Big companies all play this way. When investors join, the bettor and the opener have started harvesting and are preparing to leave. Starting a business the same way, but with different identities, yields completely different results. This is the difference between making money, collecting money, and broadcasting. The gambler is making money. The table owner is collecting money. And the person who opens the new casino is actually broadcasting. What is the difference between these three groups when people discover a gold mine? Everyone rushes to dig for gold. You also go digging, but basically there is no more gold to dig. What should you do? Not join the gold digger team, but sell water, food, tools, books, and skills to gold diggers on the way to gold. Make money from gold diggers. In this era, the essence of making money is making money from people who want to make money. YouTube grows big because they make money from people who want to make money. The gig economy emerges. The first beneficiaries are not rideshare drivers. Who is a rideshare driver? A friend of mine who used to do Uber driving was not prominent, then created his own rideshare driver toolkit to sell to other drivers, and suddenly sold out. Airbnb does not own any apartments or villas, but people all over the world use their services to find accommodation when traveling. Renters are busy but do not make much money, while Airbnb does not own any real estate. But their market value has reached hundreds of billions of dollars just thanks to a phone app. Look back at yourself. Rent money, electricity, water, employee, salary, busy all day and night working hard. How much money do you earn in a year? Is this worth thinking about? Amazon does not have goods. Expedia does not have hotels. Kayak does not have planes. But the amount of money they earn is much more than companies with goods, hotels, and planes. Why is that? The answer is only one. They are all casino operators. They make money from bookies and gamblers. The bookie is the restaurant, and the customer hotels. Airlines, gamblers are consumers. Steve Wynn opened many casinos, but he himself never gambled because he clearly understood the method. The real way to get rich is not to gamble, but to find ways to make money from gamblers. So never gamble, but become a person who opens a casino. Don't become a chess piece, but become a chess player. A practical example, understand this and you will never lack money again. Suppose you are very good at making tacos and want to open a taco shop to make money. At this point, you need to think about a question. Is it selling tacos to make money or selling a taco shop to make money? If a plate of tacos costs $5, your net profit is $2. If you want to earn $5 million, how many tacos do you have to sell? You have to sell 2.5 million tacos, which is almost impossible to do in this lifetime. But if you don't make money from selling tacos but make money from selling taco shops, things will be different. You can standardize the process of opening a taco shop, how to make tacos, and the filling recipes. Similar to Chipotle, then organize an introductory seminar for others to buy your franchise rights. For each taco shop, you collect a franchise fee of $50,000. For 200 shops, it will be $10 million. For 2,000 shops, it will be $100 million. This does not include the training fee that you charge, providing tortilla flour, meat and vegetable, fillings, taco making machines, and decoration costs. All of these steps make you profit. You understand why Chipotle and Taco Bell can open a chain of stores around the world. They don't make money from customers in the shop, they make money from franchisees. You just need to have a semi-finished product factory abroad. Prepare all kinds of tacos and dishes to deliver to the shops. The shop just needs to reheat a little bit to be able to serve. This process is so simple that even a child can do it. After 3 days of training, no need for a chef, no need for a good person. You can expand the scale. At this time, you are the planner, the one who opens the casino. The franchisor is the bookie, and the customer is the gambler. Whether the shop makes a profit or a loss, you will always have a stable profit. You make money not from the customer but from the person who opens the shop. You can consider the Starbucks chain, which currently has more than 15,000 shops in all states across the country. More than 10,000 franchise contracts have been successfully signed. Don't make money from selling coffee. Make money from selling coffee shops. That is the difference between the person who opens the casino and the person who goes to the casino. The experts always understand the danger of catching wolves with their bare hands. Why do many beautiful and talented girls end up marrying a bad guy, a philandering man? These girls have no problem. They are not blind. The reason is they only knew that man at that time and had no better choice. In reality, this is similar to business. Many entrepreneurs choose to open a smoothie shop or breakfast diner jobs, where the investment and profit are not commensurate, just because they have never seen a better business model. Any business model with high transaction costs but low prices is not worth pursuing. For example, I have a student who works in sports massage with decades of experience as an expert. But if he only does one massage session and earns $50 to $75, then it doesn't make sense. Why? Because the transaction costs are too high. You have to do a 2-hour massage, which takes a lot of effort, and you have to open a shop to rent a space and pay for electricity, water, and many other expenses. These expenses will drag him down even more. With this form, how many customers can he serve in a day when his energy gradually decreases? The job will become more and more difficult. What about those who open smoothie shops or breakfast diners? Every time a customer orders a smoothie, you have to do it manually, 1 cup at a time, and each cup only sells for a few dollars. This business model can never grow big, and the time cost is too high. The right way to do it is either do it in large quantities at low prices or do it one-on-one at a high price. Absolutely do not do one-on-one with low prices. For example, with my massage student, I advise him to cooperate with high-end spas and massage parlors in Miami to introduce high-end clients to him. Because he has many years of experience in sports massage as an expert, these high-end clients will be more trusting and willing to pay for premium service packages. He will split the profit 50 to 50 with the shop owner and spend 10% commission for employees to motivate them to introduce customers. He did not need to spend the cost of opening a shop but could still charge high fees before. When opening a shop himself, the customers came in a variety of mixed levels. He only earned a few dozen dollars per treatment. Now, with high-end clients, each treatment can earn thousands of dollars with the same amount of time and effort. The amount of money he earns is many times more, without having to worry about the cost of renting a space. How to make cheap prices in a large way is to gather the technicians in these shops together and provide them with training courses on technique. Each person charges $500 for training. If 100 people participate, then he earns $50,000. Even though the fee is low, he has served 100 people at the same time. That is the cheap way to do it in large quantities. However, those are just basic ways. No matter how hard he works, the scope of influence is limited. The more advanced way is through short videos on the internet, affecting tens of millions of people across the country. This is the way with lower cost but higher profit margin, like the way we make videos. Each time we shoot a video, it is at the same time serving hundreds of thousands of people. Chipotle, Taco Bell, McDonald's, all these chains of stores are low-cost bulk businesses. The headquarters supply ingredients and recipes to the stores and can serve many people at the same time. Most people are poor because they are doing one-on-one work at low prices. For example, cashiers, delivery, staff, waiters, all are serving customers in a one-on-one way. Factory workers, office staff all serve leaders in a one-on-one style. But what about leaders? They serve many employees at the same time and serve many customers at the same time. Now you understand why you don't have money. Remember that. This world has no mean people, only mean thinking. You need to make money, but more importantly, upgrade your money-making mindset and eliminate useless, wrong thoughts. The money-making mindset in the present and the next 10 years will develop from offline to online, from selling products to selling knowledge, from product thinking to fan thinking. In the past, people sold clothes. Today, people teach how to coordinate clothes on the internet. In the past, they sold food. Today, they teach cooking online. Everything is changing greatly, and you are being eliminated. In the future, the number of people who know you will determine the amount of money you earn. Unfortunately, many people live for decades, but turn their lives into a secret. In today's internet age, everyone has the opportunity to serve hundreds or even millions of customers at low cost. One person can serve hundreds of thousands of people at the same time is a new concept. Why is the income of online celebrities high? Because they just need to sit on a chair, open their phones, and can serve millions of people immediately. What about you? Opening a store costs money to decorate, import goods, hire employees, spend a lot. But in the end, there are no customers because everyone is on their phones while you are still looking for customers on the street. In this era, when people use airplanes and rockets, if you are still driving an old tractor, how can you compete if today you or your product is not on any internet platform? Sorry. In 3 years, you will become an ancient person and be eliminated by the times. This is not a threat, because when the younger generation grows up, they will consume everything online. If you are not an ancient person, what are you? Platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Amazon, eBay are channels to make money from traffic. Even recently, YouTube has integrated Amazon shopping carts into videos like TikTok. Have you heard of it? This is where you gather all assets now and in the next 10 years. If you can't grasp these high-traffic platforms, no matter what business you do, your future will lead to failure. The mobile internet trend will continue unceasingly and irreversibly. However, no matter how society develops, some things never change. Open your spiritual eyes to see the essence of everything. When you look at any model, immediately grasp its essence and learn to think beyond. The secret to making money chase you so that customers chase after us with money is what every boss wants. However, in reality, most people every day hug products, chasing customers. The more you chase passionately, the faster customers run. In the end, the customer directly avoids you like a pig, and you are panting like a dog beside them, and then start to sigh, damn, it's really hard to do business. So what you need to research is why the more you chase after customers, the faster they run. The reason is very simple. No one wants to be convinced. People want to be attracted. So we see some businesses are extremely hot. Their secret to making money is like a supermodel in a bikini waving at you, making you irresistible. The secret lies in creating an irresistible attraction that makes customers come to you. Instead of you having to find them, become a casino operator, the planner, and create values that others cannot ignore. Only then can you truly master the game and attract attention, money, and success. In short, think big, act big, and never stop. Find a way to become a casino operator in your field. Don't settle for being a bookie or even a table host, but become a game shaper who sets the rules and makes money from the people who participate in that game. That is the path to prosperity and sustainable success. Let me give you an example that hopefully can provoke deep thinking of the owners. I think everyone knows products like Apple's iPhone. Remember when you bought the iPhone? Did the salesperson come to introduce and convince us? We do not know that we ourselves actively run to the Apple Store or dealers to buy iPhones. The answer is after that, right? In fact, there is no one to introduce or persuade us to buy this product. But millions of people around the world bring money to run to the store to buy iPhones. So how can there be no sales staff, but still be able to make so many customers automatically buy the product? To explain this problem, we need to understand first a very important principle. If you understand, you can also make your customers chase you with money. First, let's analyze how people create proactive buying behavior. To explain this, We can learn from how big brands like Apple work. When you think of the iPhone, the image of a high-end product, modern and independent, comes to mind. This is not original, but the result of a decades-long brand-building strategy. Not only selling phones, but a way of life. Apple wants to guide them not only products, but also telling attractive stories. Product lead from building a strong image in the next consumer. Apple always creates desire for new products. They do not release products in a big way, but choose to launch each product with a grand event that attracts the attention of the whole world. This is like creating a paradise that everyone wants to achieve. Finally, Apple provides consumers with a bridge to reach that paradise. They create Apple Store systems with great customer service, financial programs to support shopping, and a tightly linked product ecosystem. All these factors make owning an Apple product easier and more attractive. Let's see how Apple has been so successful. First step, they build an image of a classy and innovative brand. Second step, they create desire for products by introducing new technologies and groundbreaking designs. Third step, they provide easy ways for customers to own their products. This story is not intended to cause shock or confuse someone's emotions, but to better understand the meaning of creating a model, an attractive goal heaven, and how to build a bridge in attracting and retaining customers. It emphasizes the power of creating a strong image, an attractive goal, and how to achieve that goal. This can be applied in many different areas of life, not only in business, but also in social and personal relationships. Next, I will share with everyone a story. Through this story, you will have a deeper understanding of the true meaning of the heavenly model and the bridge. This is a real event, a remarkable event that happened on February 28, 2013, in the capital city of California, Sacramento, on a local bridge called the Tower Bridge. That afternoon, a man was walking across the Tower Bridge when suddenly a woman rushed out from somewhere, probably drunk, quickly pressed the man to the ground, took off his pants, and forcefully rushed up. After a while of resistance, the man was finally subdued, and as a result, the woman raped the man. After the incident ended, the man ran to the local police station to report the incident. The local police took this incident very seriously and immediately opened an investigation. Therefore, news of the incident quickly spread everywhere. In the following days, there was always a group of men gathering at the Tower Bridge. And eventually, thousands of men gathered here, raising their hands high, calling on the sister to return. The situation at the scene at that time had become chaotic. It almost became a famous local tourist spot. If there were food vendors at the scene, they could probably earn tens of thousands of dollars in one day. In the end, the Sacramento City Police had to mobilize a large number of staff and spend a lot of effort to disperse these men and control the situation at the Tower Bridge. After telling this story, everyone will probably think this is impossible. Imagine what those men are thinking. A fool can understand, but thousands and thousands of people are fools? Why do they really think they can find that sister? If it were me, I definitely wouldn't go. I'm definitely not that stupid. Would you go? I don't know if you're stupid or not, but thousands and thousands of people have gone. It's an undeniable truth. The key point here is, you can put yourself in their shoes to think, if our customers also pursue our products like these men, wouldn't that be great? I tell you, you just need to understand human nature. Make sure your company's marketing strategy can also achieve such results. In reality, the men who went to the Tower Bridge at first may know what they are doing, but those who came later had absolutely no idea what they were doing. They just saw everyone else going, so they also followed. In reality, our customers are the same. The customers in the first line know what they are doing, but the customers behind, when seeing the person in front of them lining up, naturally, will also follow the queue. Everyone buys the product, but really doesn't know why they buy it. In their mind, only one idea: everyone has bought it, so I should buy it too. I will analyze a little bit from the marketing perspective why such a situation appears. First, that man was raped by a woman. This made him become the idol of all men. The happy experience of being raped by a woman became the paradise of men. But only by going to the Tower Bridge can this paradise be achieved. The tower bridge becomes the bridge for the entire event when doing marketing for the business. If there is no idol, heaven, and bridge, then customers will not be able to hold money to chase us. The four cores to understand the nature of money. The four most profitable types of money. Money from information asymmetry. I know what you didn't know before. There are easy business fields to do because information asymmetry causes an imbalance between sellers and buyers. So a group of traders appear to stand up to do intermediaries and make money from it. But as information becomes more transparent, sellers and users can connect accurately at any time. Intermediaries will disappear quickly. The era of making money from arbitrage will also end. Money from cognitive disparity. I understand what you don't understand. The future of commerce will shift from product information asymmetry to cognitive asymmetry. Any money making is an act of killing. Downgrade people with high cognition always reap from people with low cognition. So you will see people at different levels saying completely different things. Even opposite concepts. Money from execution. I know and you know, but you don't do. I do. Money from core competitiveness. You understand and I understand, but I do better than you. I teach you, but you still can't learn. Follow other people's human nature to conquer other people's hearts. You need to satisfy their desires. Simply put, for capable people, you need to know what they like and what they don't like. Provide what they like to make them want to join you. Really good people need to overcome the barriers of money and emotions. Business is a game of exchanging small money for big money. Human nature is desire. By stimulating and controlling desire, you can control other people's hearts. As long as you can design a game of dividing money and sharing reputation to make others work hard for desire, you will succeed. Internal management and logistics for internal need to divide more money than other industries. Talented people eat, mediocre people drink, subignorant people chew bones. For logistics, 3 people work for 5 people, receive the salary of 4 people. External strategy. For external, always make others feel they benefit. Human nature is greed. As long as you make them feel they benefit, they will continue to come to you to buy. Amazon, Walmart, eBay are all examples of taking advantage of human psychology, liking to take advantage. Cheaper but still quality. From there, they become giant companies. In front, only attract users. Behind, make money. If you only want to make money from the front, you basically won't make money. Fight against your own human nature in order to constantly progress. You need to fight against your own human nature. The nature of animals is to like to stay in the comfort zone. Most animals, after being full, only like to bask in the sun. Although humans have evolved more than animals, they still carry the lazy gene. If you want to be different from others, you need to do different things. Overcome your human nature. Others watch TV, you read books. Others play games, you study. Others dream, you act. Others waste time, you take advantage of your time. Follow the human nature of others and fight against your own human nature. You will overcome the majority of good people. The problem of money. The poor all say they want money, but think carefully. Who thinks about wanting money every day? It's true that beggars do. So anyone who only wants money will become poor. Money is just a natural reward when you help others solve problems. Solve a problem. So what you need is not money, but you can solve certain problems for someone. When you find a problem you can help others solve, then people will automatically give you money. Elon Musk found a way to make it so that no one has difficulty in transportation. Steve Jobs found a way to use the phone to change the world. We found a way to spread knowledge about human nature and trade war, so that no one starts a business at a loss. What about you? What did you find? When you clearly realize in this life what problem you will help others solve, your life will enter a higher stage. Solving small problems will be rewarded small. Solving big problems will be rewarded big. Poor people always have the mindset of making money. Like hunting, always want to take advantage of others, completely rely on luck. Year after year have to start from scratch. Rich people have the mindset of planting little by little, sowing, fertilizing to create value and contribute. First bring benefits to others. Then you yourself will get benefits, long-term benefits. Remember that the biggest enemy of making money is always thinking about making money quickly. The secret to starting a business without costs. I often hear many people complain that they are too poor. I say, so you should start a business. They say, without money, how can you start a business actually? Starting a business is not much related to money. For example, you see an advertisement saying that you only need to invest a small amount of money to be able to make a stable profit. Do you think such a good opportunity will come to you? Not only do financial corporations hold large capital, will they ignore such an opportunity to make money? The nature of capital is to pursue profit, and the sense of smell of corporations is much sharper than that of ordinary people. Even if you have a little money, how can you compare with them? The project only needs money to make a profit, certainly. Not for us who want to use money as capital for starting a business. Compared to financial corporations, your wallet is just a grain of sand in the desert. When you encounter a project that only requires a small investment of money to make a stable profit, you are almost just a delicious dish for them. Remember, starting a business is starting a business. Investing is investing. Starting a business is making money from people. Investing is money that makes money. Those are two different things. If you want to do business well, don't be a beggar. The beggar is the one who is taken advantage of. Anyone who directly introduces a specific project is someone who takes advantage of others, without exception. Projects that have expanded nationwide as soon as they are launched, the top class earns a lot, while people lose their hard-earned savings over many years. The perception of thinking is the destruction of one class to another. Elon Musk once said that starting a business must go it alone. If you believe that someone will give you benefits, you will not succeed. Many people dream of being able to follow the big flow to pick up money. But when the market has stabilized, if you don't have the real strength, you will definitely become a scapegoat. Thinking and the difference in business. Some people say that the world is so big, there are so many people, it's just me. Well, that thinking is not wrong in that everyone thinks like that. In the past 2 years, money in our country's market is like the head. Wherever there is a smell, we will rush after that. The money will explode, and the headless flies will continue to look for the next target. Often people say, if you haven't done a good job as a salaried worker, don't talk about starting a business. Never believe that saying. The person who said that is definitely someone who has never started a business, but tries to make it look profound. Working and starting a business are two completely different ways of thinking. One is the mindset of a king. One is the mindset of the people. Good salaried workers often find it difficult to start a business. Good entrepreneurs can't do a good job as a hunting dog. The boss is the boss. The employee is the employee. These two types of jobs have completely different natures and can never change. Types of people who start a business. Resource synthesis. These people have no money, no technology, no products. They specialize in finding other people to cooperate in front of a table to make a profit from the middle. If the project fails, they will continue with another project anyway. They don't have to spend money, usually called no-hand white wolf. Investment, specializing in researching which industry makes money quickly, then invest in it. One saying, you need my money. Yes, but have to share profits with me. Shareholders contribute capital. These people have their own jobs, are appreciated by others, and invited to be partners. They often have professional skills in a certain field, actually not much different from working as a salaried worker. Salary is only a little higher. People with bleeding heads see others starting a business. Buy a car, they also rush into it without an effective method. Most of them fail continuously. Do not have a clear perception of starting a business only. Rely on enthusiasm. Do not rule out the possibility of success. But the rate is very low. People follow the trend. These people blindly follow the trend. Whatever business anyone does, they have to follow them. Go to where there is a Red Sea. Choose hot industries. The nature of starting a business is to stay away from competition. Follow others. Still think you are a chicken. Have a vision and reality are just cannon fodder. People who are exploited professionally. Most of these people are new people. Do not have core professional skills. No legal system. Do not want to spend time and effort. Do not want to take risks. They dream of getting rich quickly, very easily taken advantage of, being cheated of money, strength, and relationships. They think they are starting a business, but in reality, they are just being exploited. Think they are the hook, but in reality, they are just the fish. Thinking and awareness are the keys to starting a business. The success rate of starting a business for the masses is low. The main reason is 2 points. Lack of business awareness system. For example, you buy a new car, but you don't learn how to drive. The scarier thing is tomorrow you have to drive that car. If you hope to have a self-driving tour, do you think it is crazy? Such a method, the rate of causing accidents, vehicle damage, and human casualties will naturally be very high. Lack of necessary checks, for example. A deck of 50 for cards, you want to draw the joker, then you will try to draw more times. Some people draw the first card already, others have to draw the last card to get it. But as long as the number of times is enough, sooner or later, you will achieve your wish. That is why you should not invest too much money in starting a business. Keep resources. If it doesn't work, then withdraw and move on to something else. Absolutely don't hold out for a while, otherwise, when failing, you will not be able to stand up anymore. Now, starting a business is trial and error with low cost. The number of times must be enough to change the skin quickly. Do not do traditional industries like gambling. Bet once. Business logic has changed a long time ago. Remember these things. Once starting a business, we do not need to invest capital. We can sell intelligence, sell courses, sell audio, sell videos, sell ideas. Doing business on Amazon, eBay is no longer easy. Many people just need to take advantage of the lack of knowledge of the public about technology to help order and pay for goods from abroad. Can still make money. Many people on TikTok, in Facebook groups sell private courses, flirting instructions, yoga instructions, weight loss instructions, and many other things. A friend of mine in the countryside of Texas arranged a few computers, specializing in helping people scan the registration code. Open chat has been blocked. Earn more than $20,000 a year on YouTube, TikTok. Many people called movie review. Download videos from Instagram, Twitter, or foreign social networking sites. Use translation tools and post them on social networks. Monthly income is estimated to reach hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some brave guys who specialize in finding mystical events to livestream a huge fan base. One episode of the show brings in much more income than going to work as bait for content creators, fashion team, and upload videos of a girl dressed beautifully or record videos of how to mix and match. Attach affiliate links and also earn a lot of money. There are countless examples of making money on the internet like this. You are not that you cannot make money, but you do not have the mindset to make money. People who scream every day to tell you to invest money to get rich are all scammers. The things that really make money are usually making money silently. Insiders do not want to talk, and outsiders do not believe. Remember that when the mindset changes, the market will open up. Never think you know everything. People like that are really the most stupid. Guideline for startups when starting a business. Blindly following big companies will almost certainly destroy yourself. Camel crossing the desert. Rabbit asks the camel the secret to overcoming the desert. Camel said a bunch of words that seemed right, like persevering and trying. After listening, Rabbit walked with full confidence. The next day, everyone discovered the rabbit's body lying in the desert. What Camel said to Rabbit was all right, but Camel did not tell Rabbit that it has a hump on its back, allowing it to store water and food. In the startup stage, to survive, find a few of the strongest competitors, pretending to be secret agents. Research their products and services, business model, combine and innovate. Do not rent a high-end office and do not recruit employees. Just need a few co-founders to fight together, like that. Your costs will be lower than your competitors. You can sell at a cheaper price at first, earn money from acquaintances, get the first money, then upgrade products and services, marketing, expand the market. If you invest too much at the beginning, then the probability of failure is very high. This world is like the law of the jungle. Animals use fangs and claws to hunt. Humans use thinking to control. A class of people can control a different class. because they know the secrets that others do not know. The secret behind is the technique of controlling human nature. Next, I will provide an extremely valuable weapon for the masters, which is the 5 tactics of power that leaders grasp that can make the people around them obey the words, a design, of the instinct control system. Human nature has a bright side, but also a dark side. There's a very true saying, do not betray just because the price of betrayal is not big enough. When the benefit is big enough to a certain extent, the dark side of human nature will be stimulated. Never trust human nature. Only rules and systems can prevent the dark nature of humans from being brought into play. It is said that digging a grave usually requires 2 people to complete. For example, digging a hole, one person goes down to get jewelry and jade. The other person above pulls it up with a rope. But in the beginning, it often happened that the person pulling the rope saw the wealth and betrayed his teammate in the hole. So digging graves has developed into a group of grave diggers, mainly fathers and sons. But it also happened that the son left his father in the grave. Finally, it formed the rule, son goes down to get the goods, father above pulls the rope. And from then on, no longer happened the story of leaving people in the grave. This is actually the prototype of building a system with 7 people who used to live together. Every day they divided a large pot of soup. Initially, they decided who divided the soup by drawing lots for one person each day. So each week, they only had one day to eat their fill. That was the day they divided the soup themselves. Then they started to choose a person with high morals to divide the soup. As a result, everyone started to try to bribe that person, making the whole small group become shady. Finally, everyone came up with a method of dividing the soup in turns. But the person dividing the soup had to wait after everyone else had finished choosing to take the last bowl left, so as not to be the one who ate the least. Everyone who divided the soup tried to divide it evenly. Everyone was happy and harmonious. Life got better and better. Even though there are 7 people, different rules will create different styles. This comes from understanding human nature. Every system must come from recognizing the evil nature of human beings. So a good leader is certainly someone who has a deep understanding of human nature. We see many people especially value politeness, team spirit very well. Absolutely do not believe that it is because they were born with high qualities. Also, do not think that it is all thanks to education. Americans have a good habit. People who go before like to help people who come after, to hold the door. Some people say Americans are born with high qualities. Actually, that is not the case. The real reason is after the establishment of the United States, the government set a set of rules. For example, in America, there is a law that if you accidentally injure someone when closing the door, you must compensate unconditionally and also help that person to heal. These regulations are very specific and highly feasible. There's also the practice of obeying traffic laws, lining up in order, and so on. Over time, these good deeds become habits. Society becomes more civilized. Designing a regime must be from the perspective of not believing in human nature. Your regime will be successful. Many leaders do not have any way with subordinates. The main reason is to believe too much in human nature's kindness, but a soft hand to be a boss. Being too benevolent is to give others a chance to stab yourself. To lead the team, a good system can turn bad people into good people. A bad system can make good people become bad. Establishing a good system is definitely the simultaneous existence of trust and supervision. Number 2, power balance technique. Balance technique, also known as the technique of using the weak, cannot let subordinates have too much power or be too dependent on them. This will reduce one's own power, even if it is the strategic need of the company that has approved for one person. You also need to promote others soon to balance power. When their power is too great, it will form a threat to you. The so-called balance technique is to disperse the power of subordinates. Cannot let any side have too much power. If any side dares to betray us, other forces will attack that traitor. The boss cannot only use loyal people, also cannot only use the loyalists. When the forces of the loyalists grow, you must use the cunning ones. When the forces of the cunning ones grow, you must use the loyal ones. This is the balance between the loyalists and the cunning ones. Before, when I read history, I did not understand why the president was cold to the loyalists, but used the cunning ones. Later, I understood that when the loyalists' forces were too large, they were no different from the cunning ones to the president. The president's purpose in using the cunning ones was to control the loyalists. An excellent boss is someone who constantly balances the forces of the loyalists. And the cunning ones, the more they fight, the more secure the boss's power is. If they stop fighting, they will come and fight you. After George Washington conquered the Revolution, he spent years completely eliminating the threatening generals and granting territories to his allies. History has proven that granting a position to someone with the same loyalty is not more trustworthy than granting a position to an outsider. An outsider, if he has ulterior motives, just wants to separate. The allies of the same faction are different if they have other intentions, that is to seize the top spot. With their political intelligence, Washington cannot help but realize this. Washington does not kill all the founding heroes. Those who are not given high positions are mostly kept. On one hand, because the frontier is still fierce, they need to keep people to fight. On the other hand, these important figures can be used to balance with their allies. Washington's allies can also create balance with these important figures. Washington can overcome the forces of both sides. Control from the center. When Washington dies, his allies indeed start to cause trouble. The important figures who are kept immediately take effect, very quickly have quelled the chaos. We go to train all over the country and discover that many bosses are often threatened by one side's especially large forces, the deceiver, every day. If the boss plays well the technique of balancing team management, it is a light job. The safety of power for a boss, power in hand, is life. Regardless of making any decision, always put the safety of power first. We need to be on guard against powerful directors. The standard of prevention is not whether these directors have the ability, prestige, or are good people. The criteria for evaluation is whether they have the ability to rebel or not. If once the director has that ability, then we must find a reason to eliminate them. A person who wants to rebel not because they have the desire to rebel, but because they have the ability to rebel, then they have that desire. Why did Abraham Lincoln insist on eliminating certain generals at that time? Some generals somewhat looked down on Lincoln, but they absolutely did not dare to have the desire to rebel. Because in American history, the ability to be a leader was not put first. The legitimacy of your position was the most important. As long as you were of the right faction, even if you were only a young child, everyone would support you as long as you wanted to lead. But if your background was unclear, all forces would consider you a traitor to attack. So those generals did not dare to easily rebel against Lincoln. Lincoln removed them for one reason only. That is because they were capable of rebellion. Even if the fish died and the net was torn apart, you had to remove them. Dealing with people like that, you need to be very smart about power. You can't directly use your power. You have to go through some tricks in the dark to be able to remove them smoothly. If you follow the normal procedure to remove them, you will give them enough time to prepare. A person who is capable of rebellion also has great destructive potential. You may not have had time to safely remove them. They caught you by surprise first. You have to isolate them like cooking a frog in warm water. Remove them from their main position. Reduce their power. Make them lose support from those around them. Then create task traps for them. Finally, make them incapable of resisting. In this way, removing directors who have great power but do not comply will be more effective. If you make things too transparent, following the rules will not have good results. During the Civil War period, the power of the Southern states had become very powerful. The power of President Abraham Lincoln was threatened. At that time, there was a person named James Polk who directly advised Lincoln to reduce the power of the states, to abolish their autonomy. This proposal caused the chaos of secession, almost causing Lincoln to lose his presidency. Lincoln had no choice but to distance himself from Polk to prove to the Southern states that reducing their power was not his idea but Polk's wrong opinion. Polk was really pitiful and became cannon fodder. Facing a similar situation, Ulysses S. Grant, who followed Lincoln, directly applied a very wise strategy called divide and rule. What does divide and rule mean? The southern states became like independent entities. Their power was too great. It was easy to mobilize all the forces of the region to attack Grant. Grant came up with a plan to disperse the power of the states. He let the relatives of the state leaders go to work as officials. The leader's brother became the mayor. His younger brother became the district chief. His nephew became the town chief. His uncle became the village chief. When the state leaders' power was dispersed, and relatives, who have all been officials, will certainly think of their own interests and will not listen to the leaders about everything. They need to consider the pros and cons like this later. It will be very difficult for the leaders to mobilize these people to attack Grant. This is a good tactic of Grant, called divide and rule, but in fact, it is to reduce the power of the states. Number 3, the most powerful art of brainwashing. A business is like a kingdom. The boss is the king of the business. The senior managers are officials. The employees are the common people. Therefore, the boss's art of governing people can also be called the art of presidents. First, we need to clarify a concept. What the president and the common people learn are completely opposite. Similarly, what the boss and the employees learn should also be opposite. If you want to learn well the art of governing people, you need to follow two principles. You must deny the ideas that you previously thought were correct. You begin to accept the ideas that you previously thought were wrong. Previously, you learned about ideas related to truth, goodness, and beauty. Those are the ideas of employees. But today, you start to learn the tricks and tactics of the boss. Who wants to achieve a great career must love employees and customers, must have a big heart, but that alone is not enough, because many bosses who pursue truth, goodness, and beauty in their behavior have been tricked by employees. We need some powerful tricks to control the team. The purpose is to realize the common dream of us and our employees. So an excellent boss must have both a compassionate heart and strong tactics. How to brainwash employees. The first focus of brainwashing is to change the employee's concept of value. This is the most difficult step that requires us to propagate and constantly affirm, because a person's concept of life and values are formed very early. Changing a person's concept of value is equivalent to changing that person's brain to the type we want. How to change the employee's concept of value. In the Poor Richard's Almanac, there's a sentence from Benjamin Franklin, governing the world. The sentence was said by Franklin, one of America's founding fathers. It is because of this sentence that I realized many bosses are looking for ways to manage employees in the almanac. We go to training all over the country and see many bosses who embrace the almanac and read them with all their might. They think that if they understand the almanac thoroughly, they can manage employees. It makes my mouth smile crookedly. Selling the almanac, governing the world. This saying is not wrong, but that book is not for you to read to manage employees. The almanac book was written by Franklin to help the leaders brainwash the people, using the virtues honesty, industry, frugality to constrain their thinking, causing them to give up their ability to think independently and give up their ability to resist. Sheepish education is, of course, easier to manage, so the almanac is for employees to read. The boss who embraces the almanac every day is brainwashing himself, eventually brainwashing himself into a useless person. You say your company does not collapse, then it is not worthy of your efforts to study the almanac. If you want employees to have positive energy, tell them to read Think and Grow Rich every day when they are employees. I have tried reading Think and Grow Rich. Reading once a day is a very good mood. If you want them to work hard, fight. You can show them some movies or inspirational articles or stories about successful disabled people. Of course, if every day you have to search for books and movies to show them, it will definitely be very inconvenient. So you need to combine all the ideas that help brainwash them into a corporate culture. Like that will be more convenient for brainwashing. In short, what kind of person do you want your employees to become? Just tell them to read those ideas every day. Everyone needs to remember an important point. Let the employees read it themselves. Don't hold a book and explain it to them every day. It will be useless. Remember how our teacher taught us when we were young. He wrote the word pig on the board and then told us to repeat it over and over again after school at night and asked us to go home and copy it 10 times, no matter how many years have passed. As long as someone writes this word, we will all be steadfast and not waver reading it as pig. Changing a person's values is to let them repeat the same idea over and over again. Note that if your company's business model is not profitable and you do not want to share money with employees, then your brainwashing art will never succeed. So do not think about taking advantage of employees. If the purpose of brainwashing your employees is to deceive them, your business will certainly go to death. Brainwashing employees is to make the team stronger, to help the business better realize the common dream of getting rich of the boss and employees. The second important aspect of brainwashing is to change the environment. Have you heard the saying, "Only when you have a nest can you call the president"? The basic needs of humans are only 2 things. One is mental happiness, and the other is physical comfort. Through training many bosses, we have found that well-run businesses have one thing in common, in addition to trying to help employees. Income in the company be higher than those in the industry. These bosses also pay great attention to the welfare of employees, giving them good food and good housing, even buying enough daily necessities. Everyone is probably familiar with Chick-fil-A. Mr. Dan Cathy has brought the best welfare to employees. In businesses, American enterprises, even Chick-fil-A employees can eat well and live better than the boss. Many people think that is because Dan Cathy is good to his employees, but the truth is not so. He gives Chick-fil-A employees the best living benefits. The purpose is to let their bodies get used to that comfortable environment. Once they leave that environment, they will not be able to stand it. So you can understand why Chick-fil-A employees are almost impossible to be poached elsewhere. We all know that when people go from poor to rich, they adapt quite easily, but when they go from rich to poor, they cannot adapt. There's a saying like this: if you want to destroy a person, let them always stay in the safe zone. Just stay long enough, they basically will not be able to leave that comfort zone again. 4 techniques to conquer human psychology. In the past, there was a very powerful technique to control human psychology called the mind control technique. For example, when you go to a friend's house, if your friend asks, "Do you want to drink anything?" most people will answer, "No need." But if your friend says like this, "There's coffee and green tea. Which do you drink?" At this time, the survey shows that most people will choose to drink coffee or green tea. Initially, you don't want to drink, but why does the second way of asking make you unconsciously choose one to drink? This is the focus of mind control, forcing others to follow your frame and then achieve your goal. The human subconscious often has a mechanical reaction. For example, when you are walking on the street, suddenly someone says, "Help me take a picture." "Thank you." In most cases, you will hold the camera without knowing why you do it. Almost no one refuses the request to help me take a picture. Some guys, when pursuing a girlfriend, also have asked the other person, "Can you be my girlfriend?" The chance of being rejected is very high. But if you don't ask but create an opportunity, for example, when singing karaoke or watching a movie, suddenly hold the other person's hand and don't let go. The chance of success is often very high, because at that time, the other person is pushed into a mechanical reaction. On a street with 2 diners selling eggs, customers come to Diner A, order. The waiter asks, "Do you need more eggs?" Many customers say, "No." When customers come to Diner B, order a dish. The staff asks, "With this pancake, do you want 1 more egg or 2 eggs?" Most customers answered, "1 more egg is fine." There were 2 sales staff selling the same product. When the customer said the product was too expensive, sales staff A said, "It's not expensive. Our product is of very good quality. It's expensive because it's good." As a result, the customer left. But when the customer said the product was too expensive to staff B, he said, "I hope our product is a little cheaper. Can I give you some more gifts?" The customer was surprised and said, "Okay." Then the sales staff said, "I'll give you a discount and give you a set of mugs. Please wait a moment." And in a confusing way, the customer bought the product. The focus of the mind control technique is to break the other person's fixed mindset, pushing them into a state of blank brain. also known as the lowest energy point of the year. Maintain the mystery. In 1932, the former President of the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt, said that there is no prestige without mystery, because familiarity belongs to giving birth to contempt. Only when hidden like a statue in a deep temple can it exude a majestic look. Whether planning or thinking, actions must make it difficult for others to guess. He also once said, "I am a lonely person, and I love that loneliness." About 200 years ago, there was a state called Virginia. There was a community. The leader of the community was named Thomas Jefferson. He was respected for his virtue. All disputes in the village, whether about a well or about cutting down the trees, by mistake they all came to him to resolve and clarify all problems. The other elders became senile because of old age. Took bribery about that. Something didn't go as planned. Please try again. And if you're still seeing this message, go ahead and restart the app.